This is Dan Dicks here, reporting for Press for Truth on the BRICS nations who will soon surpass the G7 in terms of economic growth. That's right, a recent Bloomberg report predicts a significant shift in global economic power as BRICS nations are now on track to surpass G7 countries in economic growth. By 2028, the collective GDP of the BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is expected to reach nearly 35%, driven by China's anticipated position at the top source of the world growth over the next 5 years, according to the IMF, or the International Monetary Fund. Meanwhile, you've got Brazil and China striking up a little trade deal of their own on the side, agreeing to ditch the US dollar. Brazil and China have reportedly struck a deal to ditch the US dollar in favor of their own currencies when it comes to trade transactions. The deal, announced Wednesday, will enable China and Brazil to carry out trade and financial transactions directly, exchanging yuan for reais or vice versa, rather than first converting their currencies to the US dollar, ladies and gentlemen. So it's not looking good for the global currency reserve. And I may remind you guys, I put this out last month, be warned, the Silicon Valley Bank collapse is just the beginning of worse things to come. The Bank of Silicon Valley just suffered the biggest banking collapse since 2008, and depositors everywhere should take heed of the reality that their banking institutions are equally just as unsafe. Well, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. TD Bank is now the world's most shorted banking stock. That's right, hedge fund bets against Canada's TD Bank Group on Wednesday hit $4.2 billion, making it the most shorted banking stock globally. Guys, this is not looking good for TD Bank. People are literally banking on this bank to fail. And speaking of banking failures, look at this list of these banks like Goldman Sachs, Westpac Bank, the Nordic banks involved in these scandals, the Deutsche Bank scandals. These are money laundering scandals and various other scandals adding up to the tune of billions of dollars coming from these global institutions, which we certainly can no longer trust. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showing a very troubling common thread. So we're going to cover all of this, guys, and much, much more in this video as the dollar continues to not only face an inevitable collapse, but continues to accelerate right now at an incredibly alarming pace. So we're going to talk about all of that and much, much more, guys. But before we do, I want to talk about some solutions, some things that you can actually do to protect yourself as a hedge from what we know is, like we said, inevitably coming down the pike. And one of the best ways you can do that, guys, is by protecting yourselves with precious, tangible assets like gold and silver. That's why I wanted to tell you about my friends here at Patriot Gold Group, guys. When you call this number right here on the screen during these business hours, you will get connected to a free investor's guide. This is a consultant who is going to help you set up a financial plan moving forward. And what these guys specialize in is IRAs and 401ks that are backed by precious metals, like physical gold and silver, guys. It's absolutely awesome. It's a hedge against inflation. This is a hedge against the dollar. It's a great way to secure, get your hands on some precious metals. If you already have an existing IRA or 401k, as it says here, they will roll it over for you if you are eligible for that, guys. And they also have the #1 top-rated IRA gold dealer in the world, according to Consumer Affairs, for the last 5 years in a row, guys. So we're talking top-notch customer service. And once again, when you call this number right here during these business hours, you will get connected to a real live person, not some AI, robot, a real live person who's going to help you set up a plan. This is a preferred number for Press for Truth viewers. So is the link, the top link in the description below, guys. Don't get caught up in what we know is coming down the pike. Prepare for this before it's too late. Check out my friends at Patriot Gold Group by calling the number on the screen or checking the top link in the description below. All right, guys.